I live, they are also members of the Nairobi Diocese. And so last week on Thursday, I had just come from a funeral in Nanyuki together with my wife. We got home just after 7, some minutes to 8 o'clock in the night. And Dr. Norman, I think it was Murugi who tried to call me first. She tried to call me several times, but because of the network on the road, we were not able to talk. But when I got to the house, even before I had undone my shoes or even removed the jacket, Norman called me and he told me about Joe. What would you want me to do? I'm told that we need to stand and welcome, I think.
Tusimame tumkaribishe Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais William Ruto. Asante.
Choir, you can sing something? You can sing as he comes in. One stanza. Anza. Simwende.
Tunaweza keti tafadhali. Asante.
Welcome, Your Excellency. You have just come at the nick of time, just when I was about to start my sermon, and therefore I'm sure after I have preached and made an altar call, you are one of those who will get saved the second time. So I was saying that I arrived at about some minutes to 8, and Norman called me and told me about Joe, who was in hospital, and he wanted me to go and pray with him the following day, which was Friday. But I told him I will make every effort to go to Nairobi Hospital that night. And so together with my wife, who is here, let me request her to stand up and wave to the congregation. Thank you. That is Tabi, my wife. I told her there is no cooking, there is nothing. We are going straight to Nairobi Hospital, and the protocols allowed us to go into the ICU where Joe was looking, shall I say, he was relaxed, and he was there, and I was able to speak to him. I told him who I am, and that I had been sent by his brother, Dr. Norman and Murugi, and I reminded him of the words in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, where God says that he knows each one of us by name, and that even when we go through the fires, when we go through the waters, they will not consume us, because he will protect us, he will lead us. We are precious to him. That I said a prayer, and I did a final blessing to him. And then after that, because it was now going on to 9 o'clock, I left and I called Dr. Norman and told him what I had done. He was so appreciative of what my wife and I did. He thought I would go the following day, but I told him, no, let me go tonight, because there are other things tomorrow morning, and you never know about tomorrow. The following morning on Friday, the first phone call I received was from Dr. Norman, who told me he felt the first person who should know that Joe has rested should be me, because I did the final spiritual rites to him. And so from there on, things started. So I want to say a big thank you for this honor that I have been given to share with you. I want us to share together the story of the death of Moses that was graciously read to us by one of the grandsons. And as I talk about the story of Moses, this text, I never refer to it as the death of Moses. For me, I usually call it the obituary of Moses. The obituary of Moses. There are three English words that I usually use a mini biography of what one did when they were alive. A detail, or not quite a detail, but some of the achievements on what one has done. There is another one which is called epitaph, E-P-I-T-A-P-H. And these are phrases or words in memory of the deceased. We usually see the epitaphs. When somebody has died and they have been buried, there are certain words that are usually written there. And the third word that we usually see or hear used, and it has been used in the program, is the word eulogy. And eulogy comes from two Greek words, EU, which means good, and then logos, which means word. And eulogy is a much deeper detail in as far as the life of a person is concerned. This program that we are holding has a very rich eulogy of Joe and his achievements and what God did in his life. Now, Moses, God prepared him for death. And if you listened to the memoirs that were brought to us very graciously by P.S. Mayaka, God prepared Joe for his death. I don't know whether he knew about it, but he seemed to be somebody who was prepared to go and meet his maker out of what we have learned today. I wonder what you do today if God told you that in the next 2 hours I'll be coming for your life. I wonder what I would do if he told me the same. But the Bible tells us that we should be prepared all the time. Now, Deuteronomy chapter 32, and I have no time to read, you can read it, verses 48 to the 52. Moses was ordered by God to go to the mountain and to have a preview of the coming attraction, the promised land. And Mount Nebo was the place where Moses would die before he entered into the promised land. So God took him to see that mountain and to have a preview of what the promised land looked like. Why? Moses was not allowed to go into the promised land. And yet he had done a lot of work. There are a number of reasons which you can also go and read when you go home. In verses 51 of Deuteronomy 32, he was reminded by God that God commanded him to speak to the rock in order to bring forth water to the people who were grumbling.
Right, live pictures there from